Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today I am going to show you some herps, but I don't have them all around my face at least. If you ever do get herps around your face, you might need to get that checked out. Penicillin fixes a lot. We're going to talk about something that I don't think gets shown very much on YouTube, and that's why we're going to show it. So I want to preface this before you see the rest of this video. Some of these snakes aren't going to look the healthiest, because what we're talking about today is aftercare when a python has eggs. I think it's important. If you think about that snake, you know, they pretty much stop eating when they're gravid. So this thing sits there and it contains eggs in it for quite a while without any food, and then it lays all these eggs. And typically our snakes, we see about a third of their body weight gone when they have eggs. So they're talking a massive, massive thing that has happened to them. They just lost a third of their body weight, and they come out looking kind of like death warmed over. Let me pull one out for you and show you an example. Now this girl just recently laid. As a matter of fact, it was on 7/15, so less than a week ago. She hasn't had a meal since she laid. And if you look, like, this snake looks to be in poor health. It's not, but it does look to be. You can see the spine kind of sticking up there. It is extremely skinny, thin. Like, look at that. Just not what I would look at and say, oh man, this is a really healthy looking snake. But it just had eggs. So this went from a healthy snake to this literally in a couple of hours. Literally in a couple of hours. Now, they put it back on pretty quick. I'll show you a few different ones. This is one who still looks a little on the thin side. You know, I've seen worse. You can kind of see, still kind of skinny looking. This is our killer bee female. She had a ton of eggs, and she laid on the end of June, basically, so we're talking about 3 weeks ago. She's had a few meals in her. She started to put that weight back on. I think she looks better than her pin does. You can kind of still see, skin's really loose, kind of baggy. Kind of see how loose that is. She hasn't shed since she had the eggs yet. That will tighten up after, and they will gain the weight back if you can get food in them. I'll show you another example. We'll go back a little bit further, and when does it say go back to March. So March 26th, so basically May, June, about 2.5 months ago, okay? And if you've got a snake that you can get back on food after 2.5 months, and she's looking to eat right now, look how she looks already. So they do gain it back, okay? Never fear, they're going to gain that weight back. And this is our pastel head axanthic. And you can see she looks like a nice, big, healthy girl. If you saw her for sale, you know, you wouldn't worry about it at all. You know, she's about to actually go into a shed cycle. Body condition looks a lot better than the other ones I showed you. I'd still like to see her a little thicker. And she will get thicker because she eats like a freight train now. I just want you to see that, so like when you're breeding females, that first time you look at your girl, you know, that you breed, and she has eggs, and you see her after laying, you're like, oh my God, what happened to my snake? Like, I've seen them where they're completely caved in, wrapped around those eggs, and it's kind of scary. Nothing to be concerned about. Pretty normal after they lay, and those are all snakes that have a big, full, healthy eggs. You know, obviously our axanthic, when I showed you the head axanthic, I think she laid 9 total, if memory serves. Let me see, I can look and see if that's right. So sorry for the camera for a second. It looks like she laid 9 and a slug. So she actually laid 10 eggs, but one of them was a little bitty infertile one. The pinstripe we showed you was a much smaller snake in general. She dropped 6. Her first year, 6 eggs. Really proud of that girl. But she did. She looked like death. Kurt actually pulled that clutch. What did you think when you saw her, Kurt?
She was really, really skinny.
Really skinny. Like, caved in, see the spine. It is kind of terrifying. One thing, though, is it is important to get them snakes back on feed, because they've gone a long time without feed. You know, they're so thinned out from putting all their nutrients into those eggs, which are little leeches of nutrition for them. You know, they're having to grow them inside. So one thing that a couple things I would do is when you have that animal and it lays those eggs, you take the animal and you pull the eggs. Okay, step 1, set them in your incubator. It's the most important thing. Get that done and get them ready to go. Then take the tub that she was in, clean it. And I'm not talking just to dump the litter and put in new litter. I'm talking dump the litter, get some like Dawn or something, you know, antibacterial, clean everything, rinse it out, clean it again, rinse it out, dry it out, put it in there, brand new litter. You want to get rid of anything that has those scent of those eggs, because when she thinks her eggs are still there, she is going to focus on that. Not going to be as interested in eating. Some of them will eat actually on eggs if you did a maternal incubation, but it's better to get all that odor off, kind of get that brain in them to reset that there's nothing there. Then you got to get them back on food. In my experience, females that have a large clutch or have a clutch and have that much weight loss, then you go and you take a big old rat and you throw it in there, most of them are a little timid about that. They haven't eaten in a long time, they're feeling weak, they're exposed. So we've had great success starting them off on small meals. Maybe a weaned rat. Sometimes we use an African soft fur to really get them going. Get a couple small meals in, then gradually get it back up to smalls, and then mediums if they're a big enough snake to be taking mediums. So kind of work your way back up. It doesn't take long, and I would rather get a couple small meals in before I get to big meals than no meals at all. Because you really want to get that nutrition back going, get that snake back eating, get that weight starting to get back on that animal, and get it back healthy. Because you need it to be at its weight or larger than it was the previous year to breed. If you have a snake significantly smaller, a female who, let's say she was 3,000 grams, you breed her, she has eggs, it comes next breeding season, and she's only 2,600 grams. I'm not breeding that animal. I'm going to give her a year off to get back to weight. So it's very important to get them back on food for their own health. So just a few tips from us, and something that I want you to see so it doesn't scare you when you see it, like it kind of did me the first time. I was like, I think I killed my snake. You have it, it'll be alright. Just take a deep breath, don't worry about it. Get it back on feed, no problems. And I don't think that's on YouTube. I think, I know it's even hard for me to pull that snake out and show you a snake that I know doesn't appear to be in good condition. It's hard to do that because you're kind of exposing yourself. So I don't think, from when I was doing my research, nobody ever pulled that out and showed that to me. So I wanted to share it with you guys so you could see what you're getting into. And then, like I say, you'll get back to really large, beautiful snakes. This was our first one to lay. Actually, what am I doing? That's not true. This was our first one to lay. Wrong tub. And you can see, too, she's already back. Big. Ready to go. I got no concerns come October. This snake in October will be ready to breed. I have no doubt about it. But she also eats well. She's put on weight well. She's just a beautiful, beautiful animal. She's produced big clutches for me year in and year out. So that's what it takes. Not a big deal. Just kind of wanted you to see that. Kurt, you got any questions?
How long after they lay eggs do you wait like a certain amount of time before you offer them food? Or
that is a really good question, actually. I did not cover that. I don't. Basically, keep my schedule somewhat sane. They get offered food the following feed day. Now, if it's just the same day, or like the next day after, most of the time they won't feed for me on that first one. If they don't take something on that first feed day, I don't get too bent out of shape about it or worry about it. If we get to that third or fourth try and they're not eating, now I'm getting really concerned. But I just feed them on the next available feed day. So we feed on Fridays. If they lay on a Saturday, they're going to wait till the next Friday. If they lay on Thursday, I'll offer that following day. So that's kind of how we do things here. Any other questions?
no.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. And I hope that everybody who's kind of getting into this for the first time and followed us, and I've had a lot of you who have made comments or sent us messages and kind of said that we were your inspiration for getting into breeding. And I tell you, I always find that shocking. And I'm glad that you do that. So I'm not saying I don't like that. I do. But it's shocking to hear that we've inspired somebody to do something. And that means a whole lot to me. So I hope that those of you I've inspired to get into this, I hope that as you approach that first time, I hope your season's going really well. I hope you hit some amazing animals, and I don't want you to be shocked when you have a female come out super skinny like that. So just keep working at it. Things will go smooth. We get over all those bumps in the road, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.